used to like perplex her was what was she doing all the time? That she would go with people who were supposed to be going to like just be put on probation, and it was usually a 10-minute process. And that for Renee, 45 minutes later she might come back. And that, what was she, and what was she doing that whole time?
It's
Well,
true.
yeah, she's a great
She
story.
connected them to a soup kitchen. She got them housing. She got the GED program. There was a child who needed daycare. All of this was done on the walk downstairs.
That's right.
For everyone.
That's
For
right.
everyone she would take.
But
she would
that's
do it.
right, because
It's
it's about that unity, right? It's about
true.
oneness, and they were part of her. How could she not do this? Why don't we all get this? Right? She got it. She got it strongly and completely. She was beyond helpful throughout her life. From the early days in Strawberry Mansion to the far northeast to as the daughter of Gertrude and Harold and sister of Michael and cousin and niece to just so many wonderful people, so many of you here who she felt so much closeness with. It's not a coincidence that we're in the middle of Renee's family at your house right now. That doesn't happen in every family to every relative, but of course it would happen to Renee in your family, which is such a gift, which is so much about being together. And Renee got that working class sense that she got from her parents of worrying, and for her it was about worrying about whether people had enough money, were they being paid well, were they being treated well, were they being taken care of, because workers mattered and made a difference, and she cared.
She was a Verker.
She was a Verker. She was a Verker and
I'm
a
not
worker.
making it up. She used to say
She
that.
was. That's
We're
exactly
Verkers.
right. And that is exactly right. So from our time at George Washington High School, were any of you from George Washington High School? I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, but you weren't there when we did this. But you may have been, thought about at some point when we did this. But
Rena was here.
Rena.
We both actually went to Lincoln together before Washington was built. And,
and
then when Washington was built, we went to Washington, but then I wanted to go back to Lincoln.
And she stayed. And she stayed. From her some years at Penn State, from working for music promoters Gamble and Huff as a secretary and meeting, you said so many different like pop groups of the 70s. She got to meet everybody. To my very favorite image of Renee, a forklift.
But you know what?
What a job!
My mother still says that. Does she still drive the forklift? No, Mom.
Well, you said that she drove the forklift, so I don't even remember who I was talking to, so I've talked to several of you, but that she drove the forklift until she was like pregnant with you.
Yeah.
You can't be that pregnant and driving a forklift, so they had to give her a job at a desk. But otherwise, she might still be driving the forklift.
It was
Yeah,
the
you're right.
highest paying job.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
She loved it, too.
Yeah, I'm sure she loved it. The picture of, if you haven't seen the picture of Renee with her colleagues when she was a forklift driver, you have to see them. She was one tough lady.
But when she was a Gamble and Huff, she just didn't only just meet the stars. She
I'm
helped
sure
every
she
single
didn't.
one of them. And she started a whole scholarship program that she got Gamble and Huff to finance. And those people that got those young people that got the scholarships and continue to get the scholarships even now, a lot of them stay in touch with me now and tell me how much she, in particular, changed their lives and put them on a path of accomplishment.
I'm so not surprised. Well, this is your story, right? She's taking someone down to the probation office, which usually takes people no time at all. And over
10
the
minutes, 5 minutes.
and over the course of that walk, she changed their life. Right? She changed their
5
life.
people's lives. Like the people she would meet on the way to the elevator. Come with me. Come on, I'll take you. Come on, we're getting a job.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty wonderful. And to be able to do that range of work and value it all, because she really loved the variety and loved vitality and loved connecting to people and couldn't stop herself from doing it. Just like that creativity, that artistic side that you were talking about, the stained glass and the art and the wood and metal and the jewelry and the photography and the New Year's parties she planned and the mahjong and the poker and the ushering and the shows and the theater and movies and she just
She was
connected,
everywhere.
right? She connected to life in so many ways. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. We're all one, and Renee connected at every level and in every way she could. But at her very heart were the people she loved. Her give-in family, her parents, her brother, his family, all of you, the aunts and uncles and cousins, all of you, and her chosen family. I hope that if you're in the group, like the group,
It doesn't really have a the.
yeah, if you're in
Group.
all right, if you're part of group,
Stop correcting the rabbi, please.
I'm sorry. This is a memorial service for Renee. Someone should be correcting me. She would be doing it if she were here.
Okay.
She would like so. Could
Okay.
you just raise your hand if you're part of that group?
We're part of that group.
Or we're part of the group, even if you're not. So, group, I'm sorry, part of group. So, you know, do all of you know that this group has been going on for over 30 years, that they met weekly for a long time, every other week for a long time, probably have cooked for each other thousands of meals over the course, yeah, really, over the course of the year, have gone to retreats once a year, at which, every year, once a year, every year, at which I understand from you, that Renee made like the world's best salad. Renee, who never cooked anything pretty much ever,
True.
That was the
Made-
J.O.B.
made a salad with a capital S.
I made the omelet.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's an omelet salad, and I'm sure everyone else made everything else. But probably some of the rest of you cooked during the rest of the year.
She did.
Right, right. For Renee, it was this one giant grand salad that must have meant so much.
And it was planned and discussed for weeks.
Of course it was planned to discuss for weeks, because it mattered. It just mattered.
It was
Huge. It was huge. It was like a bathtub.
Like what kind of onions do you want in the salad? What are we talking about? What kind of tomatoes? What exactly?
Every little
And then the discussion would end. I'll just bring it. I'll just bring it. I'll just
Oh,
bring it.
yeah. Up to the top of the kitchen. You're getting ready for company and everything is all.
It was perfect.
But it was the perfect salad, right?
Perfect.
Of course it was perfect. And it was perfect not because of the tomatoes or the onions or the veggies, it was perfect because of the love.
Exactly.
It was perfect because of the love. And it was perfect because your group was a group that was so based on love and support and being there for each other and growing to love each other, that when Renee, who was like one of the elders, was pioneering enough to have a baby, of course you were all invited to be there. How could you not possibly be sitting at Pennsylvania Hospital all together waiting to meet Karen? Because she was certainly worth waiting.
Absolutely.
So of all the people who were there waiting for the baby, it was you, Joan, who got to be the coach.
It was exciting.
I think it was, and I think probably you were her BFF. I'm sorry, the rest of you.
Absolutely.
And what I've learned, not just from you, but from everyone else, everyone who called me, told me about your relationship with Renee.
Okay.
And what they know, it was all good. And even the parts that were challenging were all good, because what they described was kind of an old married couple, right, who just loved each other so deeply and were so much a part of each other's life that they could fight all the time and always knew they'd make up immediately.
We vowed.
Yeah, and it
We
was.
vowed a vow.
You vowed a vow and you kept that vow because there was absolutely no question about it. The love was too deep and too strong and too real.
Thank you.
So that your relationship and then Renee's relationship with you, Harrison, I mean, it's so special to be able to be not just a mother, but whatever her title was, a whatever to you. Yeah. Yeah, a Renee to you, a mommy Verker to you. Like she just, of course, she just took on more and more children. And of course, at the center of Renee's life was you, Karen. You just Like, you know, when I said, so tell me about your mother, you were so unequivocal. You said she was amazing, that you completely loved her and felt loved by her. That all of your friends adored her. And it wasn't even all because she would lie to their parents if they needed her to. That might have been some of it, but she was just the best. And it's clear the way that she raised you. The wonderful story about how one of you who was babysitting for her was saying, you know, when you were little. With babysitting for you, and they were saying, let's play pretend, what shall we play? And you said,
Cherry Hill Mall.
let's play Cherry Hill Mall.
Do you remember that? Do you remember playing Cherry Hill Mall? I told her the story.
Yeah, sure.
Because she knew how to raise a daughter.
That's like Cherry Hill
You
Mall.
know, the end results are what is so clear. That just what Jen was saying, she raised you to be an independent, self-sufficient, capable woman who's able to handle all details of life. Even if you learned how to handle some of those details in life because your mother didn't have a clue as well. But you got it. And she was raising you. But you know, all of us who are parents can look at you and say, whatever your mom did, it worked.
That's right.
It worked. And she was always so proud of you. Every time I saw her and I asked your mom how she was, she would say, oh, I'm fine. And then she would tell me about you. And always.
Always.
It was always about you. You were the center. Always. So it was somewhat ironic when you told me that what you've been thinking since your mother died was that you wanted to start a new religion in her honor. To take this extraordinary atheist and to start a new religion. But the new religion would not have God at all. God wasn't needed in this religion. It would be about what's in your heart. Because what was in Renee's heart was all good. All good, all loving, all caring, all generous, spontaneous, impulsive. And if everyone in the world followed that religion, we would be in much better shape. You don't need God at the center of a religion, just a good heart. And in this religion, there might not be any dogma, except that the default position in human relationships is trust. It's trust.
Right.
Absolutely. And might you sometimes be disappointed? Might it not work out? Yeah. Okay. But the default is always trust. Renee was the ultimate Gute Neshama. A truly good woman who went out of her way for everyone over and over again. And she was not a saint. Because while Renee was always ready to help everyone, she was not good at taking care of herself. And her health, that everyone who I talked to also said, oh, if she had only taken care of herself. But she couldn't. She had so much energy and so much love for everyone. And it was hard for her to care for her. Which brings us to today, sadly, too soon. And brings us to this moment that's a shock, a loss, but also beautiful. Because the life that we're remembering was a life that was extraordinarily beautiful, start to finish. And while she did not take good enough care of herself, someone else on one of the phone calls today said to me, you know, I think she died the way she would have wanted to die. Quickly, without being, what, in a nursing home for years?
Right.
Who could imagine it? It wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked. She would have been running the nursing home. Planning the parties, taking care of everyone, finding them all out, driving the staff crazy. You better believe it.
She'd be the president of the resident council.
She would be the president of the resident council. It's probably true. And she didn't need it. She didn't need it. She needed to leave beautiful memories, good memories, and happy memories. And she did. So it's clear to me. It's clear why the Shema has kept coming to me since I heard about Renee's death. And it's not just because of that verse, that, like, listen. It's because right after the Shema and some words of blessing, the next word is V'ahavta, and you shall love, and you shall love. Once you realize that everything in life is connected, how can you help but loving? This is the question Renee asked during her entire life, and the question that we all take with us now, that is a part of us now. So my hope is that as people continue to share memories and thoughts, that we keep hearing this question: how do we then act with love? And we take that into our life. If we can do that, her life will have been a model for so many, 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 many people for the years and years to come. May her memory be a blessing. May she rest in peace.
Amen.